Hello everyone, Vita's back here with another deck review. We're almost kind of like a buyer beware on the Infinite Collision, which the name has kind of become something of an inside joke because of things like this, and I guess sort of the infinite collisions we're seeing between the creator and the backers as well. Anyways, so this is what would normally be the back side with the seal. It is actually turned into the front side. It says Infinite Collision for logo. You see a nicely detailed back design. Reminds me a bit of the MailChimp's deck. This one, just red on a bluish color almost looks like. But this one is black foil on black, which is pretty nice. Onto the side it says Infinite Collision. You can see the damage. I'll explain why this has happened. On the other side, limited edition deck. The top says awesomeness, tongue-tied. Awesomeness awaits. I'm still awaiting it. This is not awesome. That's not the word I would describe these decks with. The bottom says Infinite Collision's deck of ultra mega cool cards, infinitecollision.com. And the back is just the back design, which is on the side. That would normally be the front. You know, I saw these tuck cases on the project page and it's like, oh, looks really nice. I thought it'd be cool, but not quite. The seals, they're so small that they barely cover this. And it says established 2015 limited edition playing cards with the, I guess it's kind of like an infinity symbol. And you see the same thing on the flaps. And this one, of course, the same, except it's reddish color, red and blue. Right off the bat, you notice something here. That's this. There's room for about, I don't know, 8 more cards in there. It's kind of ridiculous. And look how much space we got in there as well on the sides. The tuck case is, the reason why the tuck case is so damaged is because it's too big for the amount of cards, so it gets crunched like that, and that's why it's so damaged. And the same thing going this way. It was in a bubble envelope, but not a lot of protection, I guess. But even worse is just the fact that the tuck case does not, the cards do not fit the tuck case, and or vice versa. So they're bouncing around the tuck case is getting squished. And mine are actually not that bad. I've seen some that are a hell of a lot worse, and I have not seen any satisfied customers in this project. It's ridiculous. And then we get to the quality of the cards, which, by the way, I want to show you something. Here's a good old writer back. This card that they produced is longer than a poker deck. You can see that by almost a quarter of an inch. And it's thinner, almost an eighth of an inch. I guess about an eighth of an inch. It's not poker size. It's sure as hell need bridge size. It's some kind of screwed up weird ass size. I don't even know how they come up with this stuff. But not a big fan of that. Then you get to the cards. You get one that tells you who designed each card. Each card is different artwork. You see the back design. It's actually got, looks like foil on it. Pretty interesting. The corners, they're almost square. They're not square. They're rounded, but barely. And you can see just the chipping on the edges already. And I haven't even used them really. Because they're garbage. One Joker has a star in the corners in black, and it's a weird, crazy looking old guy with a clown outfit. And the other one, it's weird. It's a woman body with a lamb head and red stars. The Ace of Spades actually says the Ace of Spades. Some nice artwork. It's a skull and crossbones with a spade tip. Not bad. And then you continue on with the other cards. I'll show you the artwork. The artwork is fine. I got no problem with that. Although I'm not particularly a huge fan of decks like this because it's just not overly practical for use. You're not going to be able to play a game of solitaire or poker with a deck that has this much artwork on it. It's too hard to distinguish what each card is. Ooh la la. I like the indexes. Nice pips that they use for the index. Yeah, I wonder what number that is. It's a 6. It's a nice way of showcasing different art and incorporating the playing cards, but I don't know. I really regret getting this deck. Oops. Look at that. Some weird cards in there. Just badass. Oh my goodness. Sorry. It's an X-rated deck. Anyways, that is that. A couple more cards here. Weird. Kind of sums it up. I'm going to recommend other decks, obviously, as opposed to this one. So I'll put the cards in. The cards, by the way, so as far as the back design is concerned, it's... Oh, sorry. Oh, crap. I guess that doesn't matter. Ugh. And I just spent the card. I'll show you the other one here. It's kind of a red on blue. The color scheme and the artwork reminds me a lot of the mail tips. By the way, the finish is different from one card to the other. This one you can see looks kind of plastic coated, laminated almost. This one feels more just like paper, smoother. So kind of plastic coated and papery. That's kind of weird. So the back design, I'll say 4 out of 5. I'll give them something. Faces. Wow, that's pretty bad. That's actually better. I will say oh lordy lord. I'll say 4.25 out of 5 for the faces. I guess they're okay. They're not too usable for games, but they're okay. Handling wise, this is where we have an issue. This one actually slides okay for spreads and everything. But it just looks really cheap when you look at that finish and everything. And the corners and all that stuff. It doesn't fan, of course. Not well. This one doesn't even slide, as you can see, because it's a paper type of a finish. Look at that. That's horrible. And maybe also this foil, whatever they did there, maybe that affects it as well a little bit, handling wise. but I think it's mainly the finish. You can see the difference. You can see how much shinier one is to the other. I could compare the same cards if I could. Bear with me. You'll see the artwork is the same from one deck to the other. You can see pretty different from one to the other. Anyway, the red one, I'll say handling wise, about 3 out of 5. And the other one, about 1 out of 5. And that's being generous, I think. In fact, it'd probably be 0 out of 5. Would probably be more like it because it's just not good. By the way, the stock is also not great. It's very thin, as you can see, pretty thin. And it just doesn't handle too well for shuffling or anything like that, as you can see. Look at that. Anyways, pretty horrible. I'll say overall about 1 out of 5. Okay, I'll say taking into consideration the artwork, 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. I don't know. It's really low. If you like decks like this, if you want these ones, I'll be more than happy to sell them cheap. If you want them for the artwork, because I really don't want them. But if you like this type of deck and you want a good quality deck that has different art on every face, I would highly suggest the Ultimate from Dan and Dave. If it's still available, probably it's still available on artofplay.com. Or I would recommend one of the plain arts decks from Digital Abstracts, which they currently have one, or they did have one recently on Kickstarter. I'm not sure if it's still be on by the time this video is up. Anyways, that's that. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Check out my sponsors, collectibleplayingcards.com, playingcards.net, cardporn.com. Links, discount codes down there. See ya.